DSN TV, showcasing the ability in disability. This program is brought to you by the PA People. For more information, just go to their website at papeople.com.
So we'll see.
So looking forward to
the
two teams we've got in the finals, are for both men and women?
Yep, so in the women's final we have the Rose City Thorns taking on the Georgia Phantoms. And that game is coming up here shortly. And then followed by
and your tip for that?
Oh, well, you know,
Atlanta.
I probably shouldn't make any picks.
Georgia.
Because I picked New Jersey to win the tournament, so because I did that, I have to pick Atlanta.
Yeah. I'm going for Georgia because Georgia Phantoms, despite the fact that we were chatting with Madeline Stafford earlier, Georgia Phantoms are definitely the high ball, well, at least the important part of the high ball crew, which is myself. So our team. So
I mean, you know, you could definitely see Madeline come out and score like 7 goals again and totally prove you wrong.
Well, that's right, and I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
It'd
absolutely.
be great talking points. Now, Troy, you should have a picture up there now, mate. You might need to refresh, but you should have a picture of this game. So,
Matt, where did your team? Yes, I do, Tony. Where did your team, the jerseys, end up?
Jersey Cows.
They actually, I believe they took, what was it, 4?
They took bronze.
They took bronze. That's right. Jersey took bronze.
Yeah, they beat the Aftershock. Is it 3-2?
Yep.
3-2, and it was an own goal. That was a loss for the Aftershock. So.
It was terrible.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's one of those things that does happen, though. You know, there's not much you can do about it. But it's been a great tournament, I must admit. There's been a lot of good goal ball played. So we've got around about 5 minutes to go, and I'm just having a look to see whether I can see which end the teams will be at. The teams will be easy enough to pick out because the Atlanta team only have 4. I think they've got. Did we find out who the other person was for?
We still have not found out. The original.
Ask Matt Boyle. He might know. He knows everything. But for the Rose City team, they've got 4 players, and so have the. But we'll find out who the other player is because there was an extra player that we didn't have listed, and who's playing for them, so we'll certainly find out. But it should be good. Now, I tried to get onto Murray, and I've had no success as yet. Whether he's still in bed, I don't know. What time is it over there?
About 8:30. Before 8:30.
Well, there you go.
The lovely and talented Mr. Matthew Boyle has just pointed out to me that it is number 3, Brittany Bomboy.
So it is Brittany?
Yep, like we thought. And number 6 is Chris Dowdy. And number 2 is Cassandra Hernandez. And obviously number 7 is Commanda Dennis.
Yeah, she's obviously carried by the rest of the team, Amanda,
obviously,
isn't she?
You know, she really needs to step her game up, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would think too. And of course, the final in the men's competition is between the California Crown, who we've actually got to support because they're the same colours as DSN.
It's almost like they planned that.
That's it. They're the purple and white. So, and they will be taking on.
They'll be taking on the Delaware
Money Men. That's correct. Yes.
Money.
So, look, it should be a couple of great games, I think.
Absolutely.
Georgia Phantoms, they tend to get in front, and then they don't really put sides away, do they? But they don't let anything through. Might be different in the final, but of course for the Rose City Thorn, they've got, of course, Asia Miller and Jen Armbruster.
Yep, Jen number 1, Asia number 4,
and they've got Tasha
Everett.
Tasha Everett, yeah, number 3, and also Madeline Stafford, number 8.
I was going to say she's going to hurt you bad.
Yeah, I know. So, but no, look, it'll be an interesting game. I'm really looking forward to the final in the men's final when you see a few of the powerhouses come out with Joe Hamilton and also
Andy Jenks.
Also Andy Jenks coming out. So
I think
from
two teams that a lot of people didn't expect to be there at this tournament. So,
but yeah.
So looking at the court, Tony, it looks like the team at the opposite end from our camera is wearing white shirts.
Yes, and they are the Rose City Thorns. So down in close end will be the Georgia side. And that's good because it makes it easier for me to figure out who's on for Georgia. Even though Georgia, you can't see their numbers. They're the worst numbers ever, Troy. They are absolutely horrible.
I think what he means is the numbers themselves.
The
are
numbers
horrible.
are fine, but I mean, actually
the
trying
contrast
to
of the jerseys.
the contrast. It's not good. Now I haven't had a chance. I tried Murray to get onto Murray. Haven't been able to get onto him as yet. So
Yeah, I got a message from him saying he was available for the finals, but
Yep.
we've been trying
well, I actually just tried to call him.
Muzz, if you're listening,
Let me know, or let Matt know, and then I can call you in because I'm going to start looking at this game now. So it should be a lot of fun. Now, Troy, you need to try and keep your microphone away from your mouth just a little bit, please, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Thanks, mate. Now, I will tell you something, Troy. I saw one of the probably worst decisions in umpiring. Actually, I want to grab somebody in the meantime to get a quick word with. I might do it at half-time in this game. We've actually got Brian standing over there from the South Florida...
Hello? How's it going?
South Florida team. So I want to try and get Brian in to have a quick word about...
Who's Brian?
Obviously, they finished third. He was in the same team as with the bronze medal winners.
They had Walker and Jose.
Yes. They also had
Ryan Showalter?
Brian Showalter.
Ryan
Showalter, rather.
Yeah.
Yep. So Ryan, we're going to have a chat with Ryan, possibly at half time or in between the games, because it's going to be a little bit difficult right at the moment with this game about to start. If we can, but we might try and grab him. Tony, can you grab Brian? Can you grab Brian for me, please? Grab Brian. We'll have a quick chat with Ryan, who was with the South Florida Crossfire. So we'll just have a quick chat with you, mate, before the game started. Just this one starts, mate. Your thoughts? Obviously, happy but disappointed with the result in the final.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we played a great California team. We, they had some really good bouncers, but we had really poor team play. I mean, we had maybe 6 penalties, and you can't win a game if you throw 6 penalties. And it's just bad stuff.
Overall, your thoughts on the tournament?
It's great. I mean, initially coming in, we saw there was 22 teams and 12-minute halves and 2 gyms, and we were unsure because Michigan has 3 gyms, and they kind of do their best. And I was just curious as to the execution, but they've done a swell job this weekend.
Yeah, as I said, it's been a lot of fun, and it must be a great experience when you play in the same side as Tyler Merrin and also Darryl Walker.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, I've been an athlete for close to 10 years, and I think in any and all competitive sports, be it, professionally in the NFL, NBA, whatever, and this stuff, and adaptive sports, a great player is someone that makes the players around him better. And Tyler Merrin is the example of that. He makes players he's playing with amazing.
Yeah. Look, mate, thanks very much. I know it's only a short chat, but the interview, the game's about to start. But if you want to come back on, we can have a longer chat with you later on, before, possibly in between the 2 games.
Yes, sir. I got you. Good talk.
Terrific. Thanks. And that's Ryan Showalter, who was part of the bronze medal winning team from the South Florida Crossfire. Now, so now we're looking at the lineups here. Now we've got Amanda Dennis in the centre. Now I'm trying to pick up, I think it's number 6. Have they got a 6, Matt, Georgia?
Yep, 6 is Chris Dowdy.
Dowdy.
Probably going to be starting on the left wing. Amanda in center.
And we've got, looks like 2.
Yep, Cassandra Hernandez on the right.
Cassandra Hernandez. So that's what I thought. Now I'm guessing that they're going to start with Aisha Jen and also Madeline Stafford. So down the far end, I'll be able to see that in a sec. So we're about to start, and this is for all the chocolates, isn't it? And it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So here we go. So we're about to get off. This is what they've been playing for all year. This is the 7 women's teams in this tournament. And whether you like it or not, I think these are the 2 best teams in it. I know that, Matt, you slightly disagree. Georgia to start with the ball.
I disagree. I just thought that Lisa would have a better
tournament.
Opportunity, yeah, absolutely.
First throw by Amanda Dennis goes across court into. Yeah, it looks like it's actually got Jen starting in the centre. Look at it. And the next ball's been blocked out on this occasion by Hernandez. Hernandez now on the right wing comes in and throws the ball out. I'm just trying to pick up all the numbers down the far end, and if they'd stand up for me, I'd be able to see them all nice and clearly.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened as yet. Next ball thrown across court, down the line, I should say, and it's in there. That looks like Madeline Stafford on the left wing. It looks like it is Aisha in the centre, and it's actually Jen Armbruster on the right wing. You can tell Jen because of her defensive stance being upright. Amanda Dennis throws the ball through the BC gap. There's a first goal to Georgia, so Georgia 1-0 up very early.
Home crowd goes wild.
Well, they've got nothing to cheer about in the men because none of the Atlanta teams made it into the final in the men, which is probably a surprise for a lot of people.
I think it certainly was for Atlanta.
Aisha Miller throws it into the BC gap, doesn't get it through. Chris Dowdy pushed back across court. It's going to go out just in front of the team area. Ball dropped back in. Stafford with the ball now. Comes in and throws it straight out. That's a pretty ordinary throw. And it went out before the halfway line. Amanda Dennis goes for that same spot again. This time Stafford manages to get down on it and keep the ball out of the court. He's got the ball now, left-handed throw. Hooks it across towards the middle. Easy pickings for Amanda Dennis. Picks it up in the centre, goes with the left-handed throw. Back at where it came from. Nice cover there by Stafford. Stafford now, again, going down the line on this occasion. Hernandez, well, they almost collide. Amanda Dennis covers that much territory. Hernandez now goes for the gap again. There's this fracture, but it fractures forward. Aisha Miller goes forward, picks the ball up. Jen Armbruster on the far wing hasn't had a lot of to do with the game as yet. Great ball by Aisha Miller, but into the AB gap, doesn't break the defence of the Georgia Phantoms. Dennis goes with the discus throw, hooks it back across Aisha Miller into the BC, doesn't get it, passes it across now to Jen Armbruster. Armbruster now goes for the gap between, aiming for the gap between Dowdy and also Dennis. Doesn't get through. Dowdy takes the throw, aiming for the gap, and there's a scramble, and it's got through the gap between Jen Armbruster and also Aisha Miller. Now that's a surprise.
That is a surprise. Jen obviously a little hobbled in this tournament. Not sure if that had anything to do with that play, but
I think more than anything, it's her defensive style. She does it standing up. She takes his next throw into the centre. Nicely picked off by Dennis. Amanda Dennis comes in. Goes with the discus. Oh no, thought of the discus and changed her mind halfway through. It's come off now that is a high ball. High ball, and this time it's been called. Now I say because that's exactly what happened in the previous game, Matt, that wasn't called.
yeah, and it's funny how it gets called in this game, but not the last game.
Yep. You've got to be consistent with your referees' calls. You'll probably say, I don't know how far behind you are, Troy.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, there you go. Has the game started yet?
Yeah, no. We're roughly about 30 seconds behind.
Okay. If you refresh, it might come through quicker.
I'm just doing that at the basis at the moment.
No worries. So, the penalty situation now. So, the defender is going to be Aisha Miller. So, Miller now in the centre of the court. Amanda Dennis has the ball. Runs to the left, hooks it across the body, and that's going to hit right into the C corner. So, a frenetic start here by the Phantoms, and I think the Rose City are a little bit shell-shocked.
Asia's just been caught for the high ball on mine.
Okay, well, you're not that far. Anyway, here we go again. Miller now goes straight down the middle, straight into Dennis. Dennis, as cool as a cucumber, walks back to a mark. Going with the discus throw. Cross Aisha Miller, aiming for the C post, but it's been blocked out on this occasion. Ball will come into Madeline Stafford. Stafford's just pushed the ball straight back down. They've got more time than that. They tend to panic the women on the time. Anyway, Hernandez now with the ball. Goes across court. Armbruster gets down. This time she defends it nicely. Back onto her right wing. Goes across court. Amanda Dennis takes it around about half a metre in front of the team area. Goes back to the goals now. Left-handed throw, left-handed bounce throw. And well stopped on this occasion through the AB area, but stopped by Miller and also backed up by Armbruster. Armbruster runs wide, then hooks it back, aiming for that her A post. Doesn't get it in on this occasion. Hernandez blocks the post up, now takes the throw and going down straight down for the BC area. Blocked by Stafford. Miller chases, drops back now to Stafford. Stafford goes down the line, right on the line. It is blocked out by Hernandez. Dennis comes over and takes the ball off Hernandez. Going to throw from the same side. Goes with the discus throw. Up and over and into the back of the net, over the top of Stafford.
Rose City needs a timeout to regroup.
They certainly do, Matt. They need a timeout. It's at the present time. It's not good, and they've actually called a timeout. So a timeout for Rose City. What did they do, Matt?
Well, I mean, at this point, Asia needs to step more over to the wings, to the left or the right from center, and throw that ball down to a spot where Amanda can't get to it. As every other game that we've watched with Amanda Dennis is, I pretty much think you got to try to keep everything out of the 2 through the 4 or the AB through the BC for you guys who are listening overseas. So, Troy, you've seen them play before. How do you get past Amanda Dennis?
I think you hit it right on the head, mate. You've got to get away from Amanda, especially on her feet side. She's better on her feet side. So, and when she doesn't think she's in the zone, she's just not even dropping. So it opens that gap up.
That's true. Usually she just tries to kick at the ball and kick it out of bounds.
There's a quick reply, but straight into the B zone, straight into Amanda's chest. Takes a hop, step and a jump across to her left. Goes down for the AB area. This time it's off Armbruster when we blocked out. They're looking sluggish, Rose City. I hope looks like to me they might have played their final early.
A long tournament with only 4 players.
Yeah, well, that's true. Anyway, Hernandez now on the right wing. Goes for the BC area. This time Miller gets across, but doesn't take it cleanly. Loses control. Passes back to Stafford. Madeline Stafford now. Left arm thrower going for the BC area. But what happens? No. Commander Dennis gets across there and picks it up quite nicely. There's a quick ball straight through the gap and into the gap. And that is again in the BC area. I hate to say it, but this game could be over very, very early.
I think you got to bring Tasha on. Tasha plays with Jen and Asia a lot. And I think you need the continuity of that team on the court right now because, unfortunately, Madeline Stafford's struggling.
But the thing is, most of they're going more B-side. Nation Miller's not coming over far enough.
Well, she's not a natural center.
And I know, and this is the thing, but would you put Tasha in the centre?
I mean, I think you have to put Jen back in the center despite her injury. I think you have to put somebody who's been there before.
Yeah, well,
I just don't know if Tasha has enough experience in center to cover Amanda.
At the moment, I think it's something worth a shot. Because at the moment, as I said early on, they're down.
Are we at 4-0?
5-0.
5-0.
5-0. So, and now almost 6-0 on this occasion again. They went through the centre, and Miller dropped down late, and the feet of Stafford were the only thing that saved the ball then. And she was in way too far. Next ball is Hernandez, goes down the line. So, anyway, got Stafford with the ball now. Stafford goes down the line with an ordinary throw though and pushes it wide early, putting no pressure on the Phantoms at all. Dennis goes with the discus throw and again hitting that same spot again. It's up and out this time, but Madeline Stafford's defending too much on her stomach too. She's not upright enough.
I think that's just a sign of not being able to get the pace of the ball and a good read on it.
Yep. Next ball from Armbruster is batted wide by Chris Dowdy. Dowdy on the far wing. To me, she's on the left wing. Comes in now. Throws the ball into the centre. This time Miller takes it cleanly. Lays it off to Armbruster, but the ordinary pass. Armbruster now goes back onto the wings. Throws across court. Picked off nicely there by Amanda Dennis. Amanda now back to the goal, into the centre. Runs almost straight on this occasion, bounces and throws it straight into Miller. So we've got an official timeout, equipment check for Amanda Dennis, who we haven't had the chance to speak to, Matt, and I don't think we will.
Unfortunately not. No, I was hoping to get her on the broadcast. As you know, Amanda is a part of our Blurred Line show every Sunday night. It's on DSN, but busy woman this weekend. Lots of commitments.
That's it. Yes, indeed. And there's a bouncing ball, and this time by Aisha Miller, and blocked out by Hernandez. And he is with the ball now. Goes down the line, throws it straight out. So now, Troy, just out of an interest for you, actually saw a long ball which actually bounced over the referee's head in the previous game, men's game.
Wow.
That's certainly something to see.
Yeah, it certainly.
And we also
Was the referee crouching?
No,
it's just standing up.
Wow.
Yep.
Miller goes in the same area again, and this time it's just blocked wide by Stafford.
Yeah.
I think they've got to make a sub and take Stafford out, but they've also got to put Armbruster in the middle, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, no, I mean, if you bring Tasha in, I mean, you're either bringing her in to take the center, or you're bringing her in to take, the wing. And I just don't know if she's going to be comfortable enough. I don't know if they've trained enough. Normally they have Eliana Mason in center as their normal center, who's not here this weekend. So you can definitely see what a difference it makes.
Yeah, certainly. Anyway, next ball into the centre from Miller, picked up by Dennis. Dennis now again going with the discus, and again going for that BC gap. Not getting enough on it this time, and finished up in B. Ball now passed off to Armbruster. Armbruster goes across and blocked out and finishes up in the bench of the Atlanta Phantoms.
The problem is
Georgia Phantoms.
The problem is you can't really drag Amanda to one side because she has the ability to cover almost the whole court. So by throwing down to one side, trying to pepper that side to bring her over to cover that wing, it's not going to really matter so much. Your goals are in the corners.
And I think that as the next ball's into the C corner, but blocked on this occasion by Stafford. Stafford now left-handed thrower, throws across towards the AB area, but picked up nicely by Dennis. Dennis now lands it off right across court to Hernandez. Hernandez goes for the BC area, but Asia Miller gets across here with her hands on this occasion, keeps the ball out, winds up now. It's a straight ball though, straight into Amanda Dennis. In the centre, Chris Dowdy with the ball. And I think her wingers know the fact that they don't need to come in.
No.
They can block their corners. So
no. Yep. Amanda's instructions are quite simple at the beginning of the game. You get your corners and I will get everything else.
Yeah. And the thing is, and she can back it up. It's one thing to say, but she's backing it up and has done for some time. As I said, into the BC corner on this occasion from Hernandez. Passed off from Miller to Stafford. Stafford with the ball now. And it makes it easy. An easy ball, or just to the right-hand side or the left-hand side of the centre. Amanda Dennis goes across the tee, goes with the discus. This time going to the other side, beating Miller. Armbruster's feet are there and kick the ball forward. If you can guess, I've been calling a lot of goal ball. I'm tripping over my tongue at present, so
I think everybody understands that as we're getting into the waning hours of this broadcast. But line out.
Amanda Dennis goes across, got a big cross court, well covered up on this occasion by Stafford. Stafford now left-handed throw, almost a high ball by, but goes across and just misses. Actually, it sucked Chris Dowdy in that shot, and Amanda Dennis didn't go across. But the next ball's down the line, picked up by Jen Armbruster. Armbruster now goes back down the line. Blocked forward on this occasion by Chris. Amanda Dennis goes and picks it up. Turns just a single step throw into Armbruster, and it went into Armbruster and went out on the other side of the court. Asia Miller. No, Stafford. Noise penalty.
This is a noise penalty against Rose City?
Noise penalty against Rose City. That was a quick hurry up. So, there we go. Stafford to defend.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I think the wheels are falling off at the moment. They're saying hurry up, so...
Troy, I'd like to get your idea after this penalty shot, but you've coached women in the national championships. How do you refocus them after this penalty?
So, here we go. Dennis with the ball. Comes in that discus throws. High ball. They applaud for that, but I always find it strange that you applaud for a high ball penalty.
I think they're applauding because some people think that Amanda Dennis can do no wrong, but
Well, my money's in she'll block this quite easily.
I think so too.
It's going to be Miller to take the throw. Comes in now and she's making it work and she blocks it out quite easily. But I do see what you mean. She throws her foot at the ball to kick it. Sorry, now, Troy, your question, can you answer that from Matt?
Where to refocus the girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
How?
I don't see a difference between the male and the females. It's in coaching them, but they've just got to basically start anew. Forget what's in the past and go new. And it's hard depending on the athletes of who they are and where they're at. But yeah, I totally agree. You need to reset now. Basically, reset new.
Excellent.
Okay, now, whilst that was happening, there was a quick exchange. Dennis to Armbruster, back to Dennis with a quick return. Now it's with Hernandez. Hernandez throws wide and out. Leon, so we've got... my headphones have gone a bit
It's all good.
wonky on this occasion. So currently the score is 5-0 and we have got 1-1 to go in the first half. So next ball, almost getting through there and just pushed wide by Miller. Stafford takes the ball across court, going for the AB area, not getting through though. Okay, a bounce ball by Dennis into Miller, who passes across to Armbruster. Armbruster blocks it out. To Dennis, who blocks it out, passes it across to Dowdy, who pushes the ball out. We're getting late in the first half. Under 20 seconds to go now, or just over 20 seconds. Jen Armbruster goes down the line but puts it out straight away. So this will be one of the last plays as Dennis comes in, goes with a discus throw down the line for the AB gap. Not getting through on this occasion. Now 8 out, 3 in, and to me this is a ridiculous substitution. Although I think with the rule change they need to make one to still have 3 in the second half. Is that right?
Correct.
Well, there you go. So
Sorry,
Madeline
who was the
Stafford
sub? I didn't hear it.
Madeline Stafford out and Tasha Everett in.
Wow.
With 3.0 seconds to go, or 3.0 seconds to go on the clock.
See, I would just be annoyed that I had to get ready for 3 seconds.
Yeah,
I'd just be like, really? You guys can't just let me sit here and go 2-on-3 for the final play?
yeah, well, that's it. So,
I mean, technically, you don't really have to go on the court, do you?
well, no, if it's your choice, if you wish to stand off the court,
Yeah, I mean, just sit back down on the bench.
it's brought into the centre, and that will just about do us for the half. So at half time, a comfortable lead to the Georgia Phantoms, 5-0 in what was an interesting first half. There were some interesting things that happened in that, but yeah. So Troy and Matt, feel free to analyse. I'll try and get our colleague in Mr. Elbourne whilst you do that.
Look, what I found, Matt, was from the Asia side of things. She was struggling to her left, and at the start of the first half, there was a huge gaps in the BC area, but for some reason, they didn't target the area. They went for the other side, the AB, so that and that was pretty closed up towards the end. So I'm surprised they didn't go back to that BC gap where they got the original goals.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree, and I also think from the other perspective, do you feel like there's any gaps that you can exploit really on the other side? I mean, yes, Amanda's going to plug it up from the 2 through the 4 or the AB through the BCU, which you guys are aware of, but she's really, like you said earlier, she's going really strong with her legs, so maybe you start to attack her extremities on the fingertips. Maybe you try to start incorporating some bounces into it. I don't really see a whole lot of that being done right now. So maybe in the second half you'll see a little bit more different variety of the kind of shots that you throw at them.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I think Bounce would have got through a lot better. So she did tidy her defence up towards the end then. compared to the start.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can remind.
I think-
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I think Jen's targeting was a little bit off too, especially towards the end.
Yeah, from what I understand, Jen's having back and neck issues
Right.
this weekend. So I'm, as somebody who's had that before as a player, and I'm sure you understand, Troy, that can really alter your center of gravity to where you push off with your power.
Yes.
And you center yourself when you end your throw. For an offensive player like Jen, that can really mess with somebody. So and that's and that's part of the reason why I picked New Jersey to win this tournament. To be honest, I mean, if you look at what's on the court right now, you've got the Georgia Phantoms with Amanda Dennis, arguably the best player, one of the best players in the world. But she's missing Mary Bahuking, who had to leave. She's there with Cassandra Hernandez and Chris Dowdy and Brittany Bomboy, who she's played with for years. And the continuity is still the same. Somebody like me shouldn't overlook that, but I'm thinking to myself, well, she's missing players. Rose City's injured. They're missing they're missing their top center. It's a perfect opportunity for a team like New Jersey with Lisa Chakowski playing as good as she's playing this year to come back in and take advantage of that. But really, you've seen them be able to get through despite all the injuries and despite the shortcomings of their roster. So certainly the teams that are supposed to be in the final are in the final, but it's just you'd really like to see both these teams at full strength to see what could happen.
Yeah. So your tip for the second half?
I think in the second half, I think it's going to be. I think that Rose City will get one goal in the second half. I think
Really?
I think
Wow.
this game ends 8-1.
I think this game ends with a mercy.
Tony loves the mercy. We have had a lot of mercies this week. I think we've had
Well, there's no chance of the penalties.
yeah. I think we
One
And I
thing
also
didn't,
make no
I
shame in the
didn't
fact that
quite
I'm
hear
supporting
the noise
them.
penalty. What was the noise penalty for?
They were talking when the ball was coming down.
Right, so it wasn't okay. Fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't my normal penalty I give away.
No, it wasn't illegal
Okay.
coaching, although we have seen a few of those.
yeah, but we haven't seen 3 in one game yet, though.
No. No, and as I said, I make no shame in the fact that I'm proud to support the Georgia what are they called? The Georgia Phantoms.
Hey man, if you're supporting somebody, you might want to know who their name is.
Ah,
Yeah, no, they are the Phantoms. You got it right.
yes,
I'm just
I know
messing
they're the
with you.
Phantoms.
Yep, definitely so. Although there's a lot of support up here for Madeline as well because
Well, there is.
being a part of the highball team.
Oh, look, I definitely support Madeline, and
We got 2
Yeah, that's,
DSN.
I can slap some DSN logos on those Phantom shirts.
I know.
that's it.
So for Georgia, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
I was just going to say, Brittany Bomboy's come in, and it's Chris
Chris Dowdy,
Dowdy
going
who's
out.
gone out.
Yep.
So here we go. Now we've got Asia Miller, who's throwing from the right wing, goes down the line, but into Amanda Dennis, picks it up cleanly. We've got Tasha Everett on the right wing. Jen Armbruster left. There's a bouncing ball into the centre, picked off nicely by Asia Miller. Plays the ball off to Everett. Goes down the line. Fades in a little bit, but Amanda Dennis was there. Pass the ball across now. This is Brittany Bomboy on the far side, who goes straight down the line to Jen Armbruster. Jen Armbruster sends the ball back, picked up by Dennis. Dennis now moves across to the centre. Runs out, goes for the bouncing ball. The pass beats everybody, including Jen Armbruster. Jen Armbruster on that occasion didn't even stretch out. So we're between Jen Armbruster and also Asia Miller.
It certainly seems like Rose City's looking to go on vacation early.
Now Armbruster has gone into the middle now.
I called for this earlier in the game.
Yeah.
They need to do this.
They do, so Armbruster's in the centre. Now. And throws the ball towards the A corner, but blocked out by Bomboy. Of course, Brittany Bomboy was on high ball for a while as well. There's a throw by Bomboy, but picked off on this occasion by Miller, who's now on the left wing. Miller goes with the disc as a bouncing ball. Nicely picked by Dennis, but a nice ball too. Nice hop by
Yeah, did
Miller.
die out a little at the end, but still in
Yeah.
displacement.
And this ball here has been sent back as a motorbike goes racing past.
I thought that was.
Either that or Troy's stomach. He hasn't had breakfast. Next
Look,
ball's kicked out by Dennis.
Just comment on that goal that went through Asia. She was lost. She was actually lost from the original throw.
Yep,
she was looking for her space.
Yep, from the first.
That's why I reckon it went through.
Oh, and just a dramatic save there off.
We have an equipment check.
We do have an equipment check off Brewster, and Everett managed to just push the ball wide in the centre. So
Do we have 3 left-handed players for Georgia?
I know we definitely have 2.
I want to say we have.
I'm going to look at Brittany when she throws next. Actually, we might have 3.
Because Michelle was pointing that out. She says there's no way that this is just random.
It's almost beaten Armbruster to win across her on this occasion to the BC, but Armbruster stuck her hands out, lays it off to Miller. Miller on the left wing. Miller going for the BC gap now. I'll just have a look now at this. Here is Bomboy about to throw. And yes, Bomboy is a left-handed thrower. I do believe.
Oh my goodness.
And we know that there's a ball down the line, a great ball by Tosh Everett. Now we know that right-handed thrower is Cassandra.
Yeah.
But Chris Dowdy, I think, is a left-handed thrower, and certainly
Amanda as well.
Amanda certainly is. And I'll watch the next throw, but I'm pretty sure there's a ball that's been kicked out over the sideline on this occasion by Hernandez, taken by Amanda Dennis through everybody, including Miller, into the back of the net. Jen Armbruster didn't even get down for that. So Armbruster now has gone back to the wing. Miller's gone back into the middle. It might only be for a couple of throws. Ball by Asia Miller has been blocked out by Bomboy. Let's have a look and see. We'll just watch this and see whether she is left-handed. Of course, she does a push throw, which means nothing. So Armbruster now back on the left wing. The score now 7-0. Moment. Bomboy now picks it up. We'll see how she goes on this occasion. Certainly got the ball in her left hand. That was actually Dennis on that occasion. I do apologise. And Dennis sends the ball back into the centre. Miller picks it up. Armbruster goes down the line. Now we'll see whether this Bomboy now with the ball. Yes, Bomboy is certainly a left-handed thrower. So there's 3 left-handed throwers in the one side. They seem should be banned from the competition. Nobody likes left-handed.
It's like a statistical anomaly.
Yes. Down the line on this occasion goes Everett. Picked up by Hernandez. Sandra Hernandez. Oh, it's kicked off. It was actually Dennis. I do apologise, but because she pushed Hernandez out of the way and sucked both players in towards the centre, and it's actually hit the A corner. So the score is 8-0. Everett now with the ball. Throws the ball down the line. Stopped on this occasion by Hernandez. Is she going to take the throw? Yes, she is. This time she's taking it. She goes across the middle. Kicked forward on this occasion by Asia Miller. The ball now with Everett. Throws the ball down. Now, no, Dennis was thought about it and decided not to go and take it. This occasion, the ball back to Miller in the centre. That was from Hernandez. Miller now needs to find something. They do the Thorns. It's blocked out by Bomboy on this occasion. It's quite solid on that wing, actually. Looking at their defence, there don't seem to be many gaps in them at all.
No, certainly frustrating Rose City.
Yeah, it is indeed. The ball, nice cross-court ball from Bomboy into Everett, who's actually doing very well. Got some good scrambling defence. The next ball down the line, though, was out and went out very, very early. Now Amanda Dennis has come across on this occasion to take the throw. Goes with the discus. Bouncing ball. Oh, Miller's got feet to it and it's just lobbed forward. Gone back to Tasha, who's just pushed the ball. Now, they had plenty of time in that. I heard the call from here quick, but it was no need to be that quick.
No, they still had 3 or 4 seconds.
Yep, that's right. It's like they're being panicked at the moment and they've almost passed an own goal. Miller to Armbruster. Didn't happen though. Dennis goes across and stops this next ball. And pushed out, line out. That was by Bomboy who did the chasing there. Jen Armbruster with the ball now. Off court, racing towards court now. Now delivers a cross-court ball, picked up by Amanda Dennis. The idea would have been to hit her straight back where she just released from. But not going to be the case. Bouncing ball into Asia Miller. Picks it up. Passes back now to Jen Armbruster. Armbruster now goes across court. A big cross-court ball. And ball drifts out. Hernandez now with the ball. Going down the line. The ball's running loose. Asia Miller dives back over and picks it up. It came off Everett. Straight ball down to straight into Amanda Dennis's chest. With the whole body behind it. Goes with a discus throw. Bouncing ball on this occasion. There's a beat into the back of the net. Beat
Ace.
Asia and also Tash Everett. Amanda is certainly on song at the moment, so the score is currently 9-0.
Certainly wants that chip.
Yeah, most definitely. Armbruster throws down the line, blocked by Bomboy. Amanda Dennis isn't coming over to take this one here, so Brittany Bomboy with the ball. Try and say that with a mouthful of marbles. Next ball's gone. Thank you very much. You're an idiot. Everett now throws the ball down the line, a straight ball, blocked by Cassandra Hernandez. Going for that gap between Asia Miller and also Everett. Ball over on this occasion.
Possession back to Georgia.
Yeah, and this time Amanda Dennis has walked over, pushed, well, not physically, but asked
Get off my court.
Cassandra to get off her court, yes. Bouncing ball across Miller, but Miller this time picks it up. Pass to Armbruster. Armbruster now winds up the right arm throw and throws it out. So, ball being dropped back in now to play by to Bomboy. Goes with a left-handed throw, beats Asia Miller, but Tasha Everett is there to pick it up. So we've got time out to Rose City.
We've got about 7.5 minutes left.
No, 5 minutes and 4 seconds.
Oh, there you go.
So, and as I said, Georgia are just dominating.
Yep.
Aren't they? They're just dominating. They, making every post a winner. Now, I can let you know, listeners, that the men's final will start at 7:30. So, depending on the conclusion of this game, we'll start at 7:30 local time, which would be 9:30 Australian time, I would imagine. And I don't even know what time it is now. I have no idea. Trying to work out breaks.
9:05 in Sydney.
So there you go. So we'll probably have around about 20 minutes or a touch longer for the final. A bouncing ball thrown by Miller, picked up by Dennis in the centre. She wants to win this. You can see this in her eyes through the blindfold. And they're going to win it on this throw. No, they're not. As it goes across, Jen Armbruster dives across. It came off Miller, off Everett, and Armbruster cleaned it up. Smart
shot.
Working. Nice work now across to Hernandez. Hernandez goes across. Asia Miller beats Asia Miller, but Jen Armbruster's there to back her up.
So Amanda, would you sub out and bring back on Chris and just let those three have some time?
No.
Up 9-0?
No, I wouldn't. It's certainly not in a final. I actually think you play your best side, and if you're good enough to win it and mercy the other side, then why not? They've been that's the way that I would play it. Troy, would you?
Well, actually, no. And actually, I would give a bit of experience to somebody that needs experience. Yes.
See, I'm a hard
You're a hard man there, Mr. Tony.
I'm a hard taskmaster. Ball down the line by Everett. Hernandez throws across court, but into the B, picked off by Miller. Flicks the ball across to Armbruster. Armbruster on the left wing. Armbruster goes down into Bomboy. Bomboy loses the ball forward, chases, and it's going to be a ball over. She wasn't very brisk on her feet there, Brittany Bomboy. A slow chase. It reminded me of me when I used to chase the ball.
You chased the ball?
Yes, mate, I was a star centre for one game. Next ball is into the centre. Speaking of centres, from Armbruster, blocked by Amanda Dennis. Amanda Dennis now goes in. Discus throw, bouncing ball across Miller, but straight into, well judged by Miller. There's a poor pass. Asia doesn't wait for the call. It's the only thing that I don't like about that. It's almost 2 own goals, and it's been from poor passing from Asia Miller in the centre.
I think that's just out of frustration.
Well, it may well be. But I mean, she's an experienced player. She should know all this and be able to deal with this. I mean, everybody's been in this situation before.
Absolutely.
So, well, we've got Dennis now with the ball. Bouncing ball up through, and is it gone in? No, it was saved on the line by Everett. And Everett's thrown the ball straight up, but brisk work by young Everett.
Great effort there to get that loose ball.
Yeah, it certainly was, because I thought it was in the net. It beat Asia Miller, beat Armbruster, but she came from the right wing to defend that ball, so good work. Armbruster with the ball now. Goes ball off Amanda Dennis's feet. You don't give the normal get out, and now she's thrown it out, so should be a ball down this end, and it is. Asia Miller's coming across to take it. So we're down to around about just under 2 minutes to go. Miller about 2 metres in. High ball from Asia Miller.
This could be the end for the Thorns.
Yeah, and Amanda Dennis is taking the throw, and rightfully so.
Can she stop it?
She's walked across to the left wing. Yeah. Comes in now. Winds up. Cross court ball and into the back of the net, and that will be game 10-0. 10-0 game, and congratulations to my beloved Georgia Phantoms. I never doubted you for a minute. No, good. It was a comprehensive victory, and regardless of whether players are injured or not, you play with what you've got. You step onto the court, as I've said a number of times this weekend, Matt.
It was just an awful. I mean, you just feel bad because I think a lot of people hoped for a better final than that.
This is DSN TV, showcasing the ability in disability. This program is brought to you by the PA People. For more information, just go to their website at papeople.com.